Welcome back in, everybody. And it was a great start for cybercats here. Am I looking a little bit freezy? I think I am. Hopefully that won't carry on. But that first series for cybercats looked really good for them. Again, I backed YNT to come into this, have a really good time, get that win. But it just wasn't to be. It didn't seem like it was hard. I guess YNT just couldn't really get themselves into it. The damage that Cybercats were putting out from the Ursa just got really involved from the get-go. Got that Battle Fury up, but everybody on the side of Cybercats was up for the fight. And it looks like YNT just weren't able to get the jumps. They weren't able to find the openings with the Bat Rider, to be able to get themselves a good quick pick, because every time the lasso came out, most of the times the lasso came out, there was a response from the side of Cybercats to either save the hero that was being lassoed, or in the case of the Ember Spirit, to turn around after the lasso went off and just continue fighting. So YNT in this second game here, I don't think it was an awful game for them, but I think the draft didn't work in their favor. So if you get something in the mid lane, like maybe the Tusk comes out, the Tiny themselves, something that's not the Bat Rider, I think that might go a little bit better for them. But in the end, Cybercats were able to pull it out, take that first game victory. They're going to be looking for this first series win here, as they are sitting at the bottom of the table with HF on 0-3s in terms of series one lost. So they do need this to get themselves up, look to survive in Division 2, make sure they don't get kicked out for the Opens next tour. But YNT, as a matter of pride, well, not even pride, to get themselves up the table, look for a chance to get through into Division 1, they are going to be looking for this second game victory to get themselves into a good position to climb that table, get themselves in for a win. So let's see what's coming out for game number 2. Cybercats, again, they look pretty dominant in that first game, so if they can replicate that coming into the second game, there's no reason they can't take this series and start to climb that table, get themselves their first victory here in the DPC. Yeah, draft. Let's see what we've got on the board.
Remaining.
Already got the bans for the Lena, for the Bat Rider. Yes, I mean, the Bat Rider ban from YNT, that's a little bit surprising. Does like that tree through, the Rubik through now, as well as the Death Prophet, Tusk. So the Cybercats go straight for the Treant. And the Death Prophet for YNT, immediate response there. Clockwork here as well. So I wonder if YNT... or the Shadow Fiend. Alberca's had a really good time. I'm pretty sure on a couple of matches here on the Shadow Fiend, so we'll see if they can replicate it in this game. But you do have to be careful about the Clockwork coming out immediately, but that is going to be your ranged carry with the Treant Protector in the safe lane, more than likely.
Dire team ban.
As Enigma gets taken away from the side of YNT, Slark and Naga here, as well as the Brood, as well as the Nature's Prophet for Cybercats. So, I mean, Prophet is a good hero, but I'm surprised. I don't think it has that massive win rate that makes it. Maybe teams just don't like playing against it. It makes sense. Beastmaster being taken away here from YNT. Just taking that out of the draft.
10 seconds remaining. 5
and
seconds
Slark
remaining.
as well from Cybercats. Okay, so they're looking for, I mean, anything that can close the gap onto the Shadow Fiend does make sense. The draw range, I was going to say about the draw range, having that range carry with the Clockwork as well in the safe lane. Drow doesn't do too bad up against the SF. So it wouldn't have been an awful pick, I don't think.
10 seconds remaining.
5
seconds remaining.
What do YNT want to be removing, though, from the pool? Because it hasn't looked bad for the Ember Spirit in the mid lane, so I wonder if they want to get rid of this again to make sure Cybercats doesn't get it in this next phase. Because again, you have the lockdown with the Overgrowth, Searing Chains to come out. Really great setups for the raises for the Requiem of Souls. So let's see here. YNT taking their time over this next ban. Taking down that reserve time here, just to talk about it between themselves. Maybe thinking the Shadow Fiend might not just be. I mean, we've seen more safe lane Shadow Fiends, I think, than mid lane Shadow Fiends. I don't think we've seen any mid lane
Dire
Shadow
team
Fiends.
picked. Radiant team
Yeah, so they do
picked.
ban out that Ember Spirit. Go for the Rubik. So, again, potentially the offlane here, the Death Prophet and the Rubik in that offlane. Clockwork looking towards the safe lane. How well does the Death Prophet do up against the Shadow Fiend in lane?
10 seconds remaining.
I suppose you could
Radiant team
sustain.
picked.
It
Dire
depends if you
team.
go for that. Maybe not. There it is. The Hoodwink coming out for Cybercats into the Lycan. So some push potential. And yeah, if this is still going to be the ranged hero here for YNT in that carry position, it's not. It's not. Okay, it's not. It's going to be the Ursa Bird coming out here for YNT. So looking to turn that right back onto Cybercats after game number 1.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Centaur. Yeah, good jump potential. Sets up nice with the thing. This is going to be the Death Prophet mid. It sets up well with the Rubik there as well. Telekinesis into the Stomp. Double Edge comes out. Retaliate damage as well if anyone's trying to right-click you while you do it. There is a good amount of burst. The Fade Bolt as well into the Rubik. So
10 seconds
the Centaur
remaining.
just being taken away from Cybercats. You could still go for something like the Magnus.
5 seconds remaining.
Has a good setup. Helps the Ursa as well with the Empower. Ursa probably still goes for the Battle Fury, but the Empower for the extra damage, the extra cleave as well on top. Set up as well with the RP into the skewer back. Doesn't do too bad with the Rubik in the lane as well. Telekinesis into the skewer. Shockwaves for the drag around as well. Look to force someone underneath your tier 1 tower. Get the first blood or get a kill in the lane that way.
Radiant team ban.
So the Mocha gets taken away here. What is left in the mid? Probably... Ooh. Would you on Cybercats go for that Tusk mid? Up against the Death Prophet, though? Big ask. It is a big ask.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Cybercats
remaining.
still looking for the pick. Mid lane, Dragon Knight. Push potential. I suppose you've already got the push potential from the Lycan and his Wolves. The Helm of the Overlord to come out as well. What have Cybercats been playing? Let's take a look, see.
Dire team ban.
Through the Liquipedia page. So mid lanes, Snapfires and Bat Riders. Embers. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Pangolier. Pango
Five
might not be too
seconds
bad up against the
remaining.
Ursa. You get the disarm. You have a lot of control with the Rolling Thunder. They ban out the Doom as well. So they do have this next pick here,
Radiant
Cybercats. They
team
could go
pick.
for that Pangolier if they want to. The Tusk does get removed from YNT. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see YNT have to deal with a Pangolier in the mid lane here from Cybercats. And YNT, do they put this Death Prophet in the offlane, or is it going to be the mid lane
10
Death?
seconds remaining.
It looks like Cybercats, they are banning out offlane, so they are thinking it's going to be
5
YNT
seconds
putting that Death
remaining.
Prophet in the mid. No wanted to come up against the Shadow Fiend and the Train Protector here in the safe lane. So what do they want to look for as an offlaner? Again, Magnus wouldn't be too bad. We've seen a couple of Darkseers as well. Might not be the worst setup in the world with the mobility on the Shadow Fiend not really being that massive. Train Protector coming in.
Dire
I suppose the
team
Train
pick.
Protector is going to have the Leech Seed to drop in the lane there. So they go for the mid lane Tiny. Yeah, mid lane Tiny is what it looks like here. Cybercats picking that one up. YNT. What is the offlaner going to be? If it even is going to be the offlaner. Again, that's what we're waiting for here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What else could they go for? Again, the offlane Snap has been pretty popular. we've not seen too many Razors. But up against the Shadow Fiend, well, a Razor wouldn't be too bad. You keep close, you've got the chase down until the Shadow Fiend gets like the Force Staff out, that going towards the Hurricane Pike. You've got that chase down with the Link. You would have to be careful of Razors. But for the most part, you can close that gap onto the Shadow Fiend. But again, the Razor at the minute, he was all for it in just before Christmas, I want to say, so a couple of months ago, but just seems to be falling right out of the meta at the minute. The Razor. Lesh, if they wanted to put, again, if they want to put the Death Prophet in the off lane, they could look to maybe get a pickup onto the Lesh. Some good extra damage, deals with the Lycan in his Horde.
Choose your
It's gonna be the
hero.
Zeus. Okay. So burst damage onto the Shadow Fiend, or onto anyone really, but mainly onto the Shadow Fiend. You can play away from Chira. Again, the Arc Lightning goes through Zenika's creep army. Yeah, I don't mind this here for YNT. You do have to be careful this time. He gets a quick blink, being jumped upon, getting ganked out by the rest of the team of Cybercats, because Jesvi can make some really good rotations in. But for the most part, I don't hate this on YNT. Cybercats have a little bit of a mental advantage coming into this with a win in the first game, and if they can continue this, they do pick up their first series of the DPC, so they do want to force this one through. But YNT looking to take this to all 3 games here, get themselves into that 3rd game and take a win there. YNT, they have to win this. Ursaba, he didn't really get kited out in that last game. I don't think a lot of the control went onto the Ursa. He had a really good time. And again, wasn't that caught out. So Cybercats this time, are they going to be able to turn this one around? Because there isn't a lot. Oh, okay, I mean, you have the Overgrowth, you have the Bushwhack to come out as well. I expect some 4 staffs. If they can get a quick jump in onto the Ursa as well with the Avatars coming through, they might be able to do it up against YNT. Take this in 2 games. But YNT looking comfortable at the minute. But before we get into the 2nd game, guys, we are going to be taking a quick break. Looking at a sponsor advert from EGB, so check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, welcome back in as we get ourselves into game number 2. And we'll see if Cybercats, if they're going to force us through into, or if YNT can push it to a 3rd and final game in this first series of the day. You can see that already YNT, they are starting to group up. There is a Trin in the game, so this is the game plan. Move yourself down and take down these trees with the protection of the rest of your team, just in case Cybercats get any funny ideas and look for a gank. So, slowly but surely here with 2 Crown Blades, BB as well as Lucas. Of course, Igor, not really one for a Crown Blade.
30
That's
seconds
Zeus.
to battle.
And it does get taken down. All those trees just going straight bye-bye. How are the odds? Ooh, a lot closer in the 2nd game. You see the EGB, no favorites among them.
The battle begins.
So let's see here what they can do. Bignum in the river. Yeah, it's just going to be 2 for 2 in terms of runes. No biggies. No major issues here. Just moving up to the top lane. So it is going to be the Hoodwink as well as the Lycan in this lane. Interested to see how Zenika does in this lane up against the Ursa. Just because, I mean, it's a lot harder when you've got the Ursa. It goes for those Fury swipes on the Wolves. And can get that harass damage out. So, looking for the Hoodwink lockdown here. Yeah, Slayer as well with the telekinesis, the Fade Ball as well. They do get the scouts out onto the Rubik. The Rubik immediately eats through those trees and gets himself away.
Get back.
Who said you could stroll in?
How's it gonna go here in this lane? Because again, the Wolves being chased down by the Fury Swipes of Lucas. He's gonna have the Earth Shock as well, so it's gonna be a little bit harder for Zenith to find the farm. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, you can see that Force, he's getting this pull through. onto the creeps. And just being able to, again, just trying to pull it. Is the Clockwork got his own? He is. So he's trying to catch up with the Clockwork and just keep this lane from being pulled into the Death Prophet. But it looks like Bignum trying to do his best. Forced. They both have vision on each other. So you can see that they're both playing like in, out, you know, just trying to stop this pull in the lane. Where is it actually going to connect in this jungle here? Actually pulling into the neutral's force, though. He just actually pull it into the range. So he's going to be able to get that deny onto the range creep. Pulling it away. It looks like the top lane as well. Rubik's trying to do something similar. And oh, these pros with the musical lanes, making lanes in the jungles and the rivers. Yeah, Jess. He's going to be taking a lot of harass from the Ursa. Just go straight for the TP. The damage over from Lucas. Is it going to be there? It's not. Level 2, and Lucas actually opted for the point into the Earthshock. Maybe with an overpower, he gets that kill, but maybe then he doesn't close the gap onto the Hoodwink. Alberca gonna try and look to pull these creeps behind the tower here. Just meets up with a second creep wave. Just behind the tier 1. Bignum, yeah, he's not gonna be able to pull this one through. So Force, even gonna be able to find some farm from this. It's gonna be nice because Force wants to go straight in for that shard. Minute 14, 15, wherever it comes up, you want to be straight into that. Having the Invis in the trees, being able to get the root now as well. Battery Assault comes out onto Alberca. He's going to be taking some punishment from the Clockwork, but the Clockwork immediately turned around. You know, Alberca, did he go for the raises? He did. So 2 points into the raises. If he's not caught out in the cogs, the Clock will just suffer a lot. Has to immediately drop those cogs and leave. So, how's the Shadow Fiend looking in terms of farm? Top of the last hits, even with the pull-throughs.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
He's going to lose his boots for the next minute or so, but it just means that by the time the courier's back up, you know, you have yourself the full power treads. Seems to be what he wants to go towards as Ego rotates around, steals a bouncy rune. And then looking back towards his top lane, Lucas though, how's he looking here? In terms of net worth, Ursa Bear's right at the top. Kira not having a bad time either. Ego's trying to do what he can to harass out, but it's just not going the way the Zeus wanted, I guess. I mean, the Tiny with the bottle out, with the stick charges as well, going towards that wand, or the toss underneath the tier 1. Ego playing it dangerously there. And was tossed right the way back, taking a couple of tower shots. On lane though, the cogs do come through. Alberca gets caught in them. Gonna get himself away from this one. The Spirit Siphon doing a lot of damage there with the Battery Assault. And Alberca this time did get caught, so not able to get those raises off. Do the damage over onto the Clockwork. And Alberca just a little bit punished in this lane.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So, how does he play this now after being caught out? And Alberca going for the raises onto BB, so BB's going to be taking a lot of harass from this. And in the lane, Death Prophet, he's not keeping pace up. Even though, you know, the Death Prophet, I've talked about the sustain coming through from the Spirit Siphon. Clockwork trying to keep them in place so they can get maximum Spirit Siphon off. 2 points into the lead seed and then into the Nature's Grasp. So look at this, a slowdown onto BB. BB, can he get himself away from this one? The raises coming through, the right clicks now as well. Bignum trying to do what he can with body blocks onto the Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet being whittled away in this lane. You can see the BB has to pop that salve, and usually you do sustain through with the Spirit Siphons, especially this early on at level 2. But at the minute, he's just being punished. So the chase down onto the Clockwork. Clockwork taking a lot of damage. But yeah, should be fine. Alberca just looking for more last. It's top lane. How's Zeneca doing? It's not awful for the Lycan. He's not having a great time, but he's not having an awful time either. There's just looking for the harass out onto Lucas. Lucas, though, is finding what looks like free farm. Going towards the Battle Fury on the Ursa. And yeah, Zeneca even trying to contest this, but the pull comes through. What can he do? Bushwhack. Maybe catching a whole load of neutrals as well as some of the dire creeps. But it looks like Lucas just going to be able to take control. Take these creeps away from Zeneca. Making it harder and harder. The Wolves are trying to do what they can to interrupt this, but it isn't working out a whole lot here. Trying to steal those creeps away. And Lucas going for the chase down actually onto Zeneca. Zeneca's only level 3. I didn't even notice that. Thunder God's Wrath, one more right click Lucas. He has the first blood, takes down the Lycan. Really good setup there from the Zeus to see the TP out and the burst damage that came through. Lucas able to pick up that kill. And yeah, all of a sudden this lane goes from bad to worse here for the Lycan. The Lycan looking towards that helm of the Dominator, but just not able to get the full thing out just yet. And yeah, only level 3 compared to the nearly level 6 of the Ursa Burr. Meanwhile in the mid lane, they get the bushwhack onto the Rubik. Telekinesis so tiny, really needs that blink. And going for the power treads first. At least the bottom lane's going well for the side of cybercats, right? Right. I mean, it's not going terribly. It's not going awful at all. Yeah, so Alberca looking for what damage he can here. The bottom lane, again, in terms of items, he has those power treads out now. Going towards what looks like the Mask of Madness. Or the Shadow Fiend, the wand into the Mask. Yeah, he's already got himself the Quarterstaff? Quarterstaff. Coming out on the Courier. Choke Spirit Siphon. BB, though, trying to chase him down. What can Force do to help out his teammate? Not a whole lot, it seems. Yeah, this game a little bit slower compared to the last one. You know, kills going left, right, and center in that last one. But for now, team's just playing a little bit more defensively, a little bit more strategically, not wanting to lose out here. How's Zeus looking? Wants to go straight towards Akaya. I wonder if he actually picks up the early shard, because the old Zeus build used to be you go for the Kaya into the Aether Lens, and then at level 15, no matter where you were in your build, you pick up the shard for the percentage-based health damage. You know, 8% on the current health. That's a whole lot. They get the lockdown onto the Rubik now as well. The Rubik's already used the telekinesis. And Chira picks up a kill. Quick boost to get him closer towards that blink. But yeah. Zeus. So it was like Kaya into... Oh, it was like double null ties into Kaya. Aether Lens then into the shard, or the shard at first if you were close to that minute 15, close to picking up with the gold, into the Ag Scepter. Bottom lane, they get the setup. Bignum, can he get himself away from this one? Nature's Grasp, not going to be enough to slow him down here, and Igor just in the jungle farming while this is going on, so he's not going to be rotating down to any lanes to help out. So the lanes, they're fairly even, I think. The gold difference between the Ursa and Alberca, that's not a massive difference. I'd expect Alberca to go into the Mask of Madness, then straight into the BKB. And look to get aggressive, you know, help out his teammates like he did in that last game. Maybe not even the BKB, maybe just the Mask of Madness. Because this Ursa does want the Battle Fury's ego just continues to farm. And Ursa's going to be getting close to it. Yeah, you see Ego now with the stacks. So it is going to be the Kai that he wants to go for. Has those mana boots as well, so yeah, at some point I do expect that Aether Lens. Getting stunned by the neutrals. Is there anything more embarrassing? Well, there are a few things more embarrassing in the game that does it too. But it's still not a good look. It's still... You can have a laugh about it with yourself. Oh, the Fairy Trinket's going to be really nice here for the Zeus as well. It's not a whole lot. What is it, like 5% extra spell damage? But when you're talking 300 damage, you know, from the Thunder God's Wrath, it still does add up. It's still pretty nice. And the amount of burst damage that comes through as well, just every little helps. So having that extra damage to come through from the Zeus, you know, the Thunderbolt as well in the fights, as they are looking for a smoke out. Where is this rotation going to connect to, though? Alberca's in the jungle. He's trying to stand himself up onto the high ground. Bignum, only level 4. So no hookshot. Smoke's going to break. Alberca, can he get himself away from this one? Exorcism's going to be popped. Alberca is going to be run down here now as well. The cogs. Yep, into the bash assault. Thunder God's Wrath does come through. Alberca, can he get himself away from this one? He's going to be close, but he doesn't go down. The rotation in from Chira. What can he do? Spirit Siphon coming through. And Chira just trying to run himself away. So Alberca, by the fiery parts of his... tail. Is it a tail? Can you call that a tail on the Shadow Fiend? The trailing part? Whatever it is. He barely gets himself out alive, but he does get himself out alive with this Massive Madness now. Actually looks like he wants to go towards the top lane. Igor just continuing to farm. Yeah, so he's got that Mask of Madness. He's looking for the regen. They're looking to put pressure onto the Ursa now as well. Maybe force him into the jungle. He's got the He's not going to be too far away from the Battle Fury. 25 gold. So even this little camp, you know, he gets one creep from this. He's going to be able to pick up that Battle Fury. But he looks at the art, just trying to start to close the map. You know, put the pressure on, take down this tier 1 tower, and maybe make things happen in the dire jungle. So, all over stone. It's actually going to be the Razors coming through now as well. Alberca, the telekinesis comes out. He goes down.
Dire's middle tower
This time, not able to get himself away. No help from Chira. You know, no escape plan there from the Shadow Fiend. And he just goes straight down. 3 heroes rotating towards that. The Ursa TPs himself into the mid lane. 2-man smoke from Chira and Jess. Zeneca backing up as well. Zeneca, how's he doing in terms of... He's doing awful in terms of net worth. Look at him. He's just slid right down the table. And in fact, the support, Rubik, is a little bit better, but the Avatos comes in. Was that bushwhack? They get locked down, and they get the kill on the Slayer. So the Slayer becomes the Slade here. And the Slain Zeneca should be able to look for the push down. Onto this tier 1.
What?
Yeah, with the Helmet of the Dominator being out now, he should start to look to be able to catch up, but it's still going to be a long road back.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Jess, Chira, just looking for the stacks in the jungle, trying to take them away from the Zeus, from the Ursula.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What's Zeneca going to be able to do? Because this tower is going to get low. Does he just keep the pressure? I think he does. I think he just keeps the pressure onto this tier 1 at the top. Maybe go for the tier 2. And again, just keep that path open for cybercats to get into the dire jungle. But Igor, he gets the kill onto Jess. You can see that Alberca looking to get the catch up here onto the Ursa with these ancient stacks. About 1,000 gold behind, so it's not too bad for Alberca here. And he knows how he's playing it, how he needs to play this after having a really good performance in the first game on the Ursa. But, you know, you think that he'd have some control of the hero, some knowledge. So he knows when he can get aggressive. How's Force looking? Force isn't looking too bad on the train. You know, he's got the gold now for the shard. Jess v Chira, they're looking for another rotation, it looks like, looking to group up. The tiny blink into the bushwhack is really effective. If you can catch out the Clockwork, the Rubik, or the Zeus, you know, all 3 of those heroes pretty squishy at the minute. Good blow-up potential here. So, Lucas on the rune, but was that rune going to spawn 4 heroes on the side of YNT around to this now as well? They're going to jump in, they lock down onto the Clockwork, the bushwhack comes out. Didn't have enough for the kill. Sharpshooter. Yes, he will be able to take it. Actually gets the scurry stolen. So Chira trying to get himself away. The living armor. It doesn't keep the Tiny alive. They trade out support for the Tiny. And the Tiny, well, with only the blink in the... Actually, going to go for the Echo Saber. The Echo Saber would be nice once he gets the Ogre Axe, but for the minute, the Tiny looking really, not really squishy, but with 4 heroes around.
What sort of prize?
Yeah, not able to 4v1 in the river. That was a little bit of a harder fight, even though the pick for the Clockwork did come out further quickly, just wasn't able to move himself out of the river there and get himself out alive. Shadow Fiend at least has that Dragonlance. Force. That's going to be the shard. 10 seconds away. Yeah, he's going to have that shard. And then he probably moves off the lane, looks to get aggressive with the rest of his team. Some good farm for the Train Protector as well. He has that stick coming out. I wonder if he just completes onto the wand. Actually opting for some utility, the smoke into the wards as well. So the Death Prophet has rotated down to the bottom lane now as well, just keeping the pressure off this tier 1 because they don't have a Train Protector that can just heal up the towers. It is a little bit harder here for YNT to sustain their towers. And by a little bit harder, I mean completely impossible. But you know, tomato, tomato. So yeah, Trian, he has that shard coming out. Doesn't want to reveal it just yet as Alberca just continuing to farm. Looking to pull, I wonder if it's the full Hurricane Pike before he gets to go, or maybe something like the Blink. So what, Hurricane Pike into Blink Dagger into BKB? And this is kind of the trap that the Terrorblade fell into in the last game. It was just need that one more item, just need that one more item, just need that one more item. Oh, Chiro though, he gets the blink onto the earth, so was that follow-up going to come through? Lucas, the rest of the team weren't there in time. So Lucas is able to pop that in rage, get the TP away. And the bushwhack just won't connect. Force digs up the mango, maybe gives it over to Jess.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But yeah, we'll see here. What they're going to be able to do, the blink comes in, it's just going to be onto the creeps. Oh, the hookshot, it misses!
Radiant's
They
bottom
don't
tower
have the
is
vision,
under
Jess
attack.
will be able to scurry through the trees there as well. And they don't get the kill. Or in fact, anything. Onto their clockwork. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. They're actually hunting onto the Lycan. Seneca can get himself away with no hookshot available. There was nothing to close that gap. And yeah, Lycan going to be able to get the TP away. Just keeping pressure here, it looks like, on this top lane. Forcing Lucas back into the lane to push back against the tier 2 tower pressure. Death Prophet doing the same in the bottom lane. There's been no... The Lycan actually just using the shapeshift to get himself away. So that Helm of the Overlord is still going to be about 600 gold away for the Lycan. Yeah, 650 gold away, so the Lycan not able to pick this one up just yet. Force. I wouldn't be surprised if Trian looked for a Force himself. He could go for a blink, but it's a little bit of a
Radiant's
longer
top
build-up. You know, it
tower
takes
is
a little
under
bit more
attack.
gold. That if you get caught out and killed off, it just puts you that little bit further behind. So, wouldn't be surprised to see a Force staff first, and then maybe once those fights start to break out, the blink to come out a little bit later on. But you can see the YNT. Yeah, doing around this Roche Pit. The hookshot this time it will connect. Do they have the reveal though? Sentry goes down. Force trying to do what he can, trying to keep himself alive. Overgrowth could be used onto the clock where the bushwhack comes out now as well. Do they get the kill? The silence comes out onto a couple of them, so they need to move themselves away from this one. Seneca on the back line is going to be chased down. They get the kill. Eagle's going to be able to one. They gets it through. Queen comes through on the route onto BB. BB trying to sustain here with that Spirit Siphon with the Force Staff. BB's going to get close, but he doesn't actually go down. And the chase is on from the side of... No, it's not. It's not on from either side. They're just going to both back themselves away. They get the kill onto the Lycan, and then YNT, they say good enough, move themselves into the pit. Yeah, the Requiem's out. The Lycan's dead. A whole load of ultimates used there as well with the Overgrowth, the Sharpshooter as well. So YNT just feel confident to move into the pit and take this, and they're going to be able to do absolutely that. And yeah, the Ursula again, second game in a row where it's just looked super effective. And the carry on the other side, cybercats, again, Shadow Fiend, it is going to be the full Hurricane Pike. It's going to be the BKB to come out after that. And then again, probably wants that Blink Dagger, but not getting involved in these kills. And you can see here that Lucas is 2-0-2. Kills, deaths, and assists. So having a little bit of a better time than his counterpart on the other team. 3 heroes. Alberca's going to show. Where's that hookshot? Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Alberca is solo. Anyway, the hookshot. Eagle gets the kill. They're even going to get a brute bonus on Force, and Force couldn't run himself away fast enough. Story of all trees, right? As Lucas just continues to push out, farm up on this bottom lane. BB Greaves are out, going towards the early BKB as well. Yeah, you can see the Lycan, he's started to recover. Oh god, the tiny. Kira is right down there in net worth. He started off pretty good, but YNT, they've just taken complete control of this map, it feels like. It's so hard for cybercats to move around, find a gank, especially with this Aegis being up as well. So, Burke gets scouted out, the lightning ball gets thrown down. And yeah, the vision coming out from the Thunder God's Wrath, the lightning bolts as well as these rocket flares, YNT, they just get so much info from this. They can gather around the info all around this, wherever they're setting up. So around the tier 1 tower as it stands with the lightning bolts, the rocket flares, and cybercats just can never get the jump on them. And again, it's so hard to do because the Ursa's going to run towards you. He's not going to run away when he's got an Aegis. If you target him down, he's going to say, okay, bring it on. We'll fight this one out, and then after the Aegis gets popped, we'll see where we stand. Or who's left standing, at least. The jump comes through, the hook shot is going to be Zeneca, though, in that shapeshift form, trying to get himself away. Jesse does get taken down. Fairly early on, he might just lose his dragon. He is going to lose that black dragon. 250 gold giving it over to Igor once again. So Igor having a lot better of a time here on the Zeus in this game, having the impact that you would expect from a mid laner. And Batrider is a garbage hero. Don't pick it. No, some teams are making it work. It just, to me, it just seems like the Batrider works less often than you'd expect for how often it does get picked up. So Lucas now, they are on this Radiant side of the map. They are trying to control this. They're looking for the pickoffs onto Alberca. Hookshot is 10 seconds away as well. Zeneca, no more wolf form for the next 73.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that the Rubik? That's the Rubik wolf form. Yeah, I was looking at the cooldown. I was like, no, what's going on? But it's Slayer. He's got that wolf form out for himself. So, again, Igor trying to do what he can. He doubles out with it. Excuse me, he gets a double damage rune in the bottle there as well. So he's going to be able to get some quick farm with the right clicks if he wants to. Save that mana, save the lightning bolts in case a fight breaks out.
Radiant's bottom tower
But yeah, YNT this time in a really good position to find this farm. And you can see that Lucas just continuing to push out the lanes. So, Exorcism coming out from the Death Prophet onto this tier 2. Living Armor is going to be there for a little bit of protection. But the win probability 87% in favor here of YNT. So, what can Alberca do to help his team back into this match? He's not too far away from the BKB. He has to fight. Even if he's got that butterfly queued up, he has to look, with the rest of his team, they have to look for a fight, because they're just losing a war of attrition here. You're death by 1,000 cuts. And Alberca's just not been involved, for the most part, in this game at all. And again, it's just a reverse of what happened in the last game. The Ursa, the rest of his team, just took over the map, and the Terrorblade just couldn't get into it. And this time, it's going to be the Shadow Fiend and YNT. They're punishing the small aggression, the low aggression coming out from the side of cybercats this time. Telekinesis, Chiro locked down. Sharpshooter comes through, but Lucas gets the kill onto the Tiny. And now the silence onto the Hoodwink. Hoodwink can get himself away from this one. Looking for that scurry away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So yes, Igor having a really good time in a minute. Alberca, he's got that BKB. It needs to be go time. How's the tree looking as well? So it's going to be the 4-staff. So tree, God. Not really anything here for the tree protector. The 4-staff will be that first item out, but it's going to be a big first item. The Thunder God's Wrath. The Stolen Avalanche comes out. You get the kill to Force.
Radiant's middle tower
Force was looking for something there.
That should help.
But with the Sentry Ward being down, he just gets spotted out and killed off. Cleaned up easily. So, what can YNT do with this advantage? They have that map control coming out. Roche, gonna be a ways away just yet, at least 2
Radiant's
minutes.
top tower is under attack.
But yeah, so 9-second BKB, and you want to firm up the butterfly. I get the idea behind it, but while Alberca isn't joining the fights, you know, YNT are going to take complete advantage of this, and they are, 10-3.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, no, it's actually 4-1, but, the kills go in the way of YNT. And cybercats just have not been able to get a foothold in this first game. In fact, they might even be able to go for something more. The D-Ward's coming out, but it looks like YNT, they want to look for a jump here. Bignum, he's looking for that hook shot in. Not going to be able to find anyone. As Lucas just continues to get the farm out. So, Chira He wants to go straight towards the axe. It is a lot of burst damage to come through. Did he get the jump? Heavily jump comes through now as well. Kira spotted out Lightning Bolt, trying to get himself into the trees, but he's already used that blink. Just has to go straight for the TP, but no. The control, and now they might even found Jess. Jess gets that sharpshooter off in the trees. Lightning Bolt. They actually do. They get it with the Lightning Bolt. They get the vision. And they're going to be able to get the kill here onto the Hoodwink. Just straight goes down. Every single fight, every single jump of the minute going YNT's way.
Dire are scanning.
And Lucas, where is he looking? Satanic, yeah, Mercy, just following the pattern. Why not? Because you get the items given to you. You're not being contested. You've died 0 times on the Ursula. So it's looking really good for the side of YNT at the minute. We've got a 15k net worth lead as well. They're picking up the kills in every single fight. Even being able to pressure onto towers. Exorcism is going to be level 3 soon. It's only level 2 at the minute, but I mean, he still has the raindrops on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet in terms of net worth there as well. Sitting 4th on the table, so it's going really well for the side of YNT. Lycan just, again, he got pushed so far behind in the lane. Wasn't able to really get off the mark. Chased down in the Ursa. Cleaned up the wolves every time they came out from the Zeneca. He popped the wolves. You know, Lucas was coming through with a Fury Swap, just saying, okay, cool, I'm going to clean them up. Thank you for the extra farm. So what can they do? Alberca, they're going to try and get the jump here, but BB gets his BKB off. And now, Alberca just needs to go for the leave. So that's the 9-second BKB, the hookshot. Oh, it was close, but it was just a little bit too far off to the right there. If he'd have got that blind, that would have been a death onto the Shadow Fiend. And that's, again, that's going to be the first usage of the BKB. That's the 9-second BKB. And you don't have the damage, you don't have the control to take down the Death Prophet.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, tree. No, tree. There was no cover for you. There was no... I mean, maybe looking for some wards. Offensive wards so they can look for pickoffs, but walking right into Lucas, and Lucas just cleaves him down. So yeah, they can continue this push. Lucas, Igor, looking towards this mid lane. Did he get the lockdown? Jesse trying to get himself away with the screw, but blink in. No! The pushback onto Lucas. Pushback comes out, but again, Igor gets the kill. Sharpshooter will be used, but Lucas with the enrage. Trying to get himself away. Turns around. Thinks of those wolves as well as the ancients.
And it's off.
And you can see that YNT, again, just in such a commanding position here.
Top tower is under attack.
20k net worth lead. 29 minutes in. And now the Exorcism going to be used. Alberca trying to do what he can in the mid lane to force the pressure off this mid lane tower. But while that's going on, the pressure's being applied to the top lane, and it looks like it's not going to be contested here. Cybercats, not only on the back foot, they're just on the backs at the minute. Scrambling to get themselves steady. And looking to mount themselves, but the Rocket Flares, they scout out again onto Chira. The group up here now from the side of Cybercats. What can they do? Do they want to go for a smoke? Do they want to go for a gank rotation in? Because Roshan is back up, the big man's here, and Bignum and Lucas in the pit. They need to go for the snarl. If they want to contest, they need to get themselves right into this. In fact, I don't even think it's going to be in time. You can see that Cybercats, they are making the way, but it doesn't matter. Roche goes down. Do we want to try and take a fight around this stuff? Just maybe on top of the high ground? No, never mind. The Requiem of Souls is going to be cancelled. The Thundergod's Wrath comes out now as well. They're going to be able to get lockdown. They take down Chira Jr. The chase out now as well. Alberca comes through, does eventually get the ultimate off. There's going to be a really nice bit of lockdown as well into the Death Prophet. With Death Prophet with the Greaves, they do keep him alive. Still going now as well. Alberca, that BKB is going to be wearing off any second now. The chase down from the... He gets the bash. He gets the bash through the BKB. And it looks like they're just going to call this one here. Cybercats 4-17 at 30 minutes. It's just going to be GG being called. Yeah, Cybercats, no way back into this game. That was rough. That was it. As good as they were in that first game, that was amazingly rough in the second game. They just never really got started. Again, fell into that trap in the... The Terrorblade was in the first game where it was just, I just need my one next item. I just need my one next item that I can look to fight. I just need that one next item. Whereas Lucas was just like, cool, I've got my Battle Fury and I've got my Blink. let's go. Let's get this on. 7-0 and 5 on Lucas. And he was picking up items between, because of that Battle Fury, he was picking up items between the ganks. Igor, 8-0 and 8. You know, he got the Bob score. And it was just, what, cybercats 2 kills early on onto Chira, and then struggled to get kills onto even Bignum. You're getting the jumps, even trying to get the support kills. Anytime he made a jump, there was a retaliation back from YNT. It was just so hard there for cybercats to get themselves in it. Really well played from YNT in the second game to force it out to a game number 3. And moving through, you can see the damage. Lucas, top of the net worth. The hero damage that he did as well. Getting the jumps, 15,000 hero damage compared to Alberca's 9. So really not putting out the damage. Even the Chira that got the early start, 8,000 damage on Chira. So it never really got started here for the side of cybercats. And maybe, I mean, I've ragged on the Usurper a little bit over the past couple of months. It's just not looked good, but it seems like teams now finally starting to settle in and play this hero right, getting the jumps that they need to, getting aggressive early on, and playing this hero incredibly well in these last couple of games in this series, at least. So who will get it in this third and final game, or will he finally look towards a ban? Guys, that is going to be the second game. So we're going to go to a full 3-game series here in this first series of the day. Good stuff. But first, we are going to be taking a break. We'll be back right after these.